What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me right here on Outside the Brand. This is episode 235 for your Thursday, August 25th, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Excuse me. We got some news tonight. I got some news on the WWE Draft. I got some news on the whole Eddie Kingston and Santana, and not Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz. I got news on the Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara situation, as well as some news on the whole Thunder Rosa situation with her injury, if it's real, if it's a work, if it's whatever. I got all of that for you guys right here on OTB tonight. I'm doing an extra here because I didn't do a review last night for AEW Dynamite. Honestly, let's just be real. Dynamite last night, it was just really, really up and down. I thought it was a good show, don't get me wrong. And we got some good action. But let's be real, that Dynamite, the unification of the championship, that was, really disappointing. It was really disappointing. The thing is, I would have been terribly upset on stream, and I don't ever really want to be that for you guys. I don't want to ever come on here and just, scream my fucking head off. Like, I gave my thoughts on a TikTok. You guys can go check that out. It's on my TikTok page, and everything like that. But yeah, I just decided to give my thoughts there and not do a Dynamite review, mainly because of the way that I would have acted out on stream, and I don't ever want to do that for you guys. So you guys can go check out the thoughts on my video, all that stuff. That's on my TikTok. You guys can go find that out easily. But we're gonna get to these three stories that I got for you guys here today on this episode of Outside the Brand. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. If you guys like what you hear tonight, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down there below, as well as we are on the road to 600 subscribers. Turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. And, guys, let's get right into it. But before we do, follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. You guys can go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and pretty much anywhere else that you can find me on any social media platform at PhillyMatt underscore. It's just the exact same name as my TikTok. It's pretty much for every single social media platform that you guys can find me on. So go check me out over there. If you missed anything over the last few days over on the channel, you guys can go check that out. It's all on the home page. You guys got a Tuesday's Talk and a Monday Night Raw post show for you guys to enjoy. So go check that out for this week. And tomorrow we will be doing our Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage post show right here on OTB, so you guys will not want to miss that. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on OTB. We can get started with it. But before we do, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing here. Go get the merch. Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise. You guys can go get your OTB t-shirts and everything like that, a coffee mug and everything like that. All of it's right there for you guys to enjoy for you guys tonight. And yeah, Star, Zay, I sent out the link. I sent out the link to my guys, and there's nobody there. Nobody. Nobody clicked it to join, so I don't know what's happening. But yeah, listen, I sent out the link. I sent out the link to my guys, and they're not here, so I guess I'm just going solo. Unless you guys want to pop in, I mean, I don't know. I can send it to you guys before we get to the news. But yeah, I don't know. I've done it solo before. It's nothing too major. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Oh, okay, hold on. Well, I guess I'm tagging. I guess I'm getting the link to these guys. All right, let's do this thing. Um, all right, let me shoot you guys the link real quick. I'll shoot I'll shoot you the link. Let's do this thing. Um, Zay join up the stream. All right, let me. All right, copy the clipboard. Go to TikTok. Uh, I'm doing this live on air, guys. Here we go. All right. Zay. Start before time. It's gonna be on your TikTok DM. So there you go. And then wrestle spot. Wrestle spot. There he is. Boom. Paste. Good. Go get it, boys. Go get it, boys. Like Reaper in? Reaper. Reaper. Are we gonna want to do this again with Reaper and Zay? Are we gonna want to do that? Are you guys gonna behave? I got some big stories that I need to break tonight. So if you guys are gonna behave, I'll let Reaper in. I'll let Reaper in if you guys behave. Okay, we cool? We cool? All right, cool. All right, I'll get Reaper in. All right, I sent it to you. It's in your TikTok DM. All right, here we go. Hey, man. What up? All right.
Decisions are made
Can't
this
hear you,
quick
bro.
in the podcasting world, I guess.
There you go. Turn up your volume a little bit. Let me hear you real quick.
Hold on, let me grab some headphones. Hello.
There you go. That's better.
All right, here we
Cool.
go.
All right. Once we get Wrestle Spot and Reaper in here, I guess we'll be good to go.
I was just talking to Reaper on his Twitch stream.
And there's Reaper right here.
Yeah, we cool. I was just, especially, oh, you gonna let us on back? I'm streaming for about like 4 hours anyway. I can hop off.
I don't know what happened. I sent the link to my guys, and they're like, all right, well, never mind. Fuck Phil, I guess. But I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. They're going to be watching this back. I'm kidding.
No, he meant that shit. Y'all niggas left him hanging.
All right, once we get Wrestle Spot in here, we'll get the news going. Oh, no, not that Zay. That Zay I'll be talking to very soon. But wow, okay. The way you said that. All right. Russell Spot, come on, buddy. There he is. That's my man. Look at him.
Hey.
Look at the man right there. That man's a stud. Look at him. Yeah, boy.
Wow, what's going on, guys?
All right. All right. So yeah, I thought I was gonna be doing this solo. I got my guys with me, so let's do this thing. Yeah, guys, we got news on the WWE Draft. We got the whole Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara situation. I know that's been going around on TikTok today.
Yep.
And I got some news on the whole Thunder Rosa situation. As we all know, she had to relinquish the title, but I got more news on that. Like I was saying, guys, everything about AEW Dynamite last night, it kind of just really felt out of place for me. It really did. Like I didn't do a review last night, mainly because I was on live still talking with people about the whole CM Punk squash match. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. It was a squash. And we were trying to figure that out. So, but yeah, I mean, I didn't do one because I honestly felt like if I got on here, I'd be just screaming my head off. And I don't ever really want to make that podcast be what this is about. We're supposed to have fun here, and that's what it really is.
That's for Wrestle Spots podcast.
Yeah, say they scream over here, man.
Right, yeah. So we'll do that over there, if anything. But you know, I got some news on that today. We'll be getting right into that. Loft will be here soon, actually, as he's just handling some stuff real quick, so that's cool. But we can get right into the WWE draft story, because I know Loft would be wanting to talk about the Eddie and Thunder Rosa stuff. So let's get right into that. According to Fightful Select on their payroll, I mean, I do it because of the podcast, but not a lot of people do. The WWE Draft is likely to have some changes internally. Now, Not so fast for the WWE draft as it's saying right here in this report. We'd reported that many on the WWE roster were expected to have the WWE draft take place after Clash at the Castle. However, that doesn't seem to be anywhere near a slam dunk anymore. It's more like a half-court lob with your eyes closed. We're told that WWE sources that several WWE Raw talent were unbooked for the SmackDown episode that followed Clash of the Castle. Many stars had been told that the draft was likely to take place that week. But if it is, a significant number of the crossover talent were not involved. USA Network sources have told talent that the draft isn't happening in the immediate future, have outright stated that it would be after WrestleMania is likely the landing spot for the draft this year, and WWE had not officially announced the draft and hasn't been giving any confirmation about any of those dates. The talent hasn't been given a heads up about anything happening in the coming weeks. We'll keep digging for information about the WWE draft as we bring it. Update. We were told internally USA Network does not have a date listed for the upcoming draft. So, if anything, it looks like we're going to be having the draft after this year's WrestleMania, which honestly I'm fine with. I mean, that's a better landing spot for it anyway, because you'd rather have it on a reset of like a new WWE season, so to speak. Having
it kind of tells me that
yeah,
kind of tells me they're not planning on splitting the titles anytime soon.
Right. So I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Zay? I mean, you usually had the drafts in like October and everything like that, right before Survivor Series, and then there's, I mean, and obviously the Survivor Series is about brand supremacy, but you don't have any loyalty if there's a draft beforehand. So I think WrestleMania after that is a great move. I can't hear you. There you go.
I muted my mic so people don't hear me die.
Cool.
I feel like WrestleMania and SummerSlam are the ideal places to have, after WrestleMania and after SummerSlam, are the ideal places to have a draft. That gives you enough time before Survivor Series if you want to roll your whole brand supremacy line, but who knows what Triple H is going to do. Maybe he'll just make it main roster versus NXT,
Right. I mean, as far as we're aware of with the actual Survivor Series in that sort of thing, it looks like it's just going to be Raw and SmackDown with the new logo that came out.
Yeah.
It's like a red and blue border with some new Survivor Series font. But what do you think, Reaper? I mean, I think that a WrestleMania reset type of deal with the rosters is a great idea, mainly because it's a bringing of a new year and season for WWE, so to speak. So what do you think?
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I feel like having a draft right after WrestleMania would be the smartest move, because that's normally when they like bring out the new stages and stuff, and a lot of new faces come out on the Raw after WrestleMania, or like they said after SummerSlam, because a lot of returns happen on those events too. So I feel like having it after WrestleMania would probably be the smartest move.
Yeah.
Do you want them to go back to the old format, where they put a Raw and SmackDown star against each other, and winner of the match gets a pick?
WrestleMania. Yeah.
It's kind of their new format's kind of weird.
I mean, they're all gonna be backstage anyway, so you could be doing that anyway. So it could make sense. No worries, Josh, saying that you're late. No worries. We were pretty much late getting people in here anyway, but but yeah, that's a whole other different story. Well, we can talk about that Kenny and Ospreay shoot thing maybe in a little bit, maybe a little bit later. But we do have these other stories that we do kind of want to get into. We had the whole Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara thing. That whole thing right there. I mean, it's been going like crazy. Are you Team Eddie? Are you Team Sammy? And, the whole thing been going on. for Wrestle Talk. But when you heard this story came out, and I kind of want to hear from all of you, what the hell did you think was going? Like, what was happening? What was happening in your mind?
All right, so let me give you the official Zay breakdown to the Eddie and Sammy situation. You know, if I'm gonna be up here running the news, I feel like I gotta perform for them. So look, I was on Twitter roughly 4, 5 o'clock. Don't ask why I was on Twitter, but I was on Twitter and I seen Eddie Kingston suspended. I thought he was current. Like I thought this happened last night, so I started looking into it. I'm not paying Sean Ross that $5 to read an article. You got me a bit fucked up, but I read his replies and I put together that Sammy and Eddie got into an altercation about Sammy saying something about Eddie's physique. Now, I don't know about y'all. I mean, maybe Texas. I definitely know about Reaper down here. Bibla too, my boy. and I don't know where you from, Phil, but I mean
Connecticut. Well, I'm here
right.
in CT.
You know, yeah, definitely not Connecticut, but
no,
you know,
no, not at all.
You know, where I'm from, you know, if you go throw a comment somebody's way, expect some repercussions. So in my mind, Eddie trying to take his damn head off was deserved, and maybe he should have landed it. Maybe he should have. Sammy talks a lot of shit from what I hear, so maybe he needed a little bit of that shoot fighter Kingston.
Who knows, man?
Immediately went through my mind when I saw it. I'm like, oh wait, is this backstage drama that has nothing to do with Punk? I wonder what they gonna have to say about this. I wonder. Oh my god, I wonder what they. So everything that they said about Punk, they should be saying this about Eddie and Sammy. Oh, but no, they go on TikTok and they say, all right, teams, are you team Eddie or are you team Sammy? What? What is?
I mean, my nigga, is a fight.
Yeah.
Are you team Eddie or are you team? What?
I mean, I knew that was gonna happen as soon as I saw the report came out because I was on Twitter. Here is Zay. I was on Twitter when that thing broke out 1:30. No, it broke out 1:30. I made a video on it right away. I didn't post it until today because I'm like, I'm not posting a TikTok out 1:30 because that video is just not going to do well. I did the right thing because that thing got over like 2,000 views.
Shit, I be dropping TikToks at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Them bitches boom.
So, sometimes it booms, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the algorithm and everything like that. Because everything. But you know, I made the video and everything like that and didn't post it today, and I got my views and everything like that. I mean, I don't do this for views, but it happens. But things go and things happen. So, Spot, what do you think about the whole Kingston thing? I mean, at first I thought it was just high school drama. At first, when it broke, I just thought it was high school drama. I did.
There's nothing I can say that's gonna be as simple as that. It's just that's what it just sounds like. But it's weird. I don't know. Kingston, expect that out of Kingston, but I was gonna say I don't expect that out of Sammy, but I'm not gonna lie, I do. It's just personalities clashing. That's all it is, really.
Yeah, and I think that's what it really all boiled down to at the end of the day. So I'm going to read the report that happened when it came to the whole Eddie Kingston being suspended. Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara were supposed to compete at AEW's All Out event, but that doesn't seem like it's happening. AEW hasn't confirmed one way or another, but Eddie Kingston has been off television in the last few weeks, with Fightful gaining word that he was briefly suspended by the company for 2 weeks. It was for 2 weeks. The suspension was for 2 weeks, and Fightful has been unable to confirm that with All Elite Wrestling, but have heard that he's already completed it. So like I said, it was 2 weeks. It happened 2 weeks ago. He completed it. He'll possibly be showing up rather soon, I would believe. Kingston has not been present on the recent AEW segments. And we've been told that at least one segment to build up the once planned All Out match was scrapped. Rumors among talent that we've heard about said that Sammy and Kingston had developed heat, and it all developed into an altercation, in quotes. The word backstage was that Guevara made a comment about Kingston's physique, and Kingston took a swing at him. We've not confirmed that with anyone that witnessed it and reached out to both parties. The feud's continuing, however, as Sammy and Ty will face Ortiz and Ruby on Rampage tomorrow. And Fightful's Sean Rossap noted ahead of Dynamite on Twitter that All Out changes were happening. At the time, there were no matches that were publicly announced for the show. But as we all know now, that's no longer the case, as we have a lot of matches on the card. We haven't learned if this situation has since been rectified or the status of the match moving forward. Now, that happened last night at like 1:30. So, no, you haven't been replaced. I see you in the comments there. You haven't been replaced. It's just that I was here alone. Zay, Russell Spot, and Reaper.
I mean, Phil won't say it, but I don't even know who it is. I can't see the chat. You've been replaced.
It's Loth.
It's
You've been
Loth.
replaced, my nigga.
Yeah.
You've been replaced by a nigga with a better haircut.
Whoa! Wow! Wow!
And now Donnie's in here. Oh no.
What's the food count for Zay?
It's a Reese's and a Kit Kat.
Listen, Loth, once we get you in here, we'll debrief you and everything like that on what's going on.
Wow.
Just you wait. Oh nah.
Go on
See what
smoking each other
happens.
here.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm ready for all smoke.
Yeah, I woke up and chose violence.
We'll debrief him. We'll debrief him and tell him what's going on. Yes, he is. He's in the building.
Mr. Not Famous has arrived.
Not yet. He's not on the StreamYard just yet. Bet that. Oh, no. All right. Come on in, bro. We got you.
He said he sent you the link, man. No one joined in, so we had to
I sent y'all the link on Instagram. None of y'all wanted to come in. I'll let you slide because you did tell me that you were dealing with something, so I'll let you do that. And I know Zay wouldn't. I know Zay would never. But
Like, we come on time.
I know what's been happening. So I'll let you slide.
I'm not gonna say I come on time because I've been late to every podcast for like the last 2 weeks. But
But yeah, we'll get you in here. We'll debrief you on what happened, and we'll figure out what's going on. So, yeah, I mean, at this point in time, we didn't know what was happening. I mean, it said that he had gotten suspended. We didn't know how long it was, but we knew that he had got suspended. So, like I believe we all just said, it seemed like childish bullshit to us at first, but then once we got more onto this, we'd figure out what was going on. Gonna talk to the tribal law like that. Oh no, the tribal law. Okay.
Tribal law.
Well, get in here, bro. Get in here, bro. We got you. We got you. Oh my god. See, this is what happens every day, y'all. Every day. Or at least every day that we do this thing. But yeah.
There's no way people actually call him the tribal law. I refuse.
absolutely
You'd actually
not.
be surprised.
Not would that been the travel law.
You'd actually, listen, guys, you'd actually be surprised. You'd actually be surprised.
There's no way somebody is calling this man tribal law.
You should see a lot of his comments in the comment section, bro. Like you should see.
Wow.
It can get crazy up in there. Acknowledge Sugarfoot. I acknowledge Sugarfoot. I'll
Sugarfoot.
always say that. Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
I will not acknowledge Sugarfoot until Loft makes my character, puts
I'm
me in
not
the game,
acknowledging
so I
Sugarfoot
can
either.
pin Sugarfoot.
Sugarfoot been ducking smoke from me since day one.
What is happening right now? Okay. Nope.
Wow, get out the
Not
comments and get in the stream.
Yeah, I can't read what you're saying. I'm trying to.
Laugh. They want to talk to you, brother.
Hurry
Let's
up.
get right into this.
We need the Philly breakdown to Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara.
I definitely need your take on it because it's. Acknowledge the great Sugarfoot. Listen.
Nobody's
Sugarfoot.
acknowledging.
Listen. You can't
Nobody is
read. That's
acknowledging
tough.
Sugarfoot.
Listen, I can read. I've been reading the entire
I can't read. I
report.
got it on
I
TV.
need you. I need you in here. So let's
Just
get
come
this
on.
done. He can't read the chat because he's on his phone and he can't see it. So that's why. That's
Yeah, genius. Maybe you got some clippers to your head. You could think again.
it. Oh my god.
Bruh. Wow, are you really taking this double of disrespect?
Listen, to me, Wam, I want to take that kind of disrespect.
Yeah, I would not take.
Oh man, once he gets in here, he's gonna be coming after you say.
Hey, to be fair, I didn't start this shit with everybody on the podcast I've been on. I was getting on Tio about his suffocating head, Mitri for not having hair.
Wait, Mitri doesn't have hair?
Yeah,
Oh
Mitri
my
bald
God,
as shit,
now
bro.
you
Let's not start that
Bro,
again. Let's not start that again.
bro. Mitri looked like Gideon for real.
I would never see
Dude.
Mitri without a hat on.
We all watch this.
He always got the hat on. I'd never seen him without the hat.
He won't take the Scully off.
All right, he's in here. All right, let me scroll down because I gotta get.
Theo
him in
is
here.
always
Ah,
wearing
here
that
he
hat.
is.
Oh my god, look at the pro.
pic.
I don't know who y'all think y'all talking to, but I promise you it's not me. I promise you it's not me. I promise. You know what podcast you're on? This is my podcast. You see this chat?
Hey,
This is my
yo.
chat. Nah. You see this chat? This is my chat. Don't talk to me like that. Who you think this is? It's my show. Thought this was. Who you talking to like that?
Oh, hey, all I'm saying is you would benefit from the $20 block haircut. I'm just saying.
You benefit from a complete haircut. Your shit swinging. Oh my lord. Your hair growing and shrinking. Your hair confused as hell. Your hair don't know what to do. Talk about this is my shit. Yeah, Josh. Come on now. Thought this was. Acknowledge me in this motherfucker. Don't talk to me.
All
crazy.
right, well, regardless, Loff, welcome to the stream. Glad you can
Sup?
join us. Russell Spot, I'm sorry. Can you angle your camera
Oh, yeah, my
down
bad.
a little bit?
I
There
just
you go.
realized.
Good boy.
Yeah, we staring at forehead.
I mean, it's a sick background you got going on there, but
Appreciate
the
it.
forehead,
I forgot my
it's
laptop's
right
on
there.
manager.
but yeah, guys. Laugh. I just read the first report of the Eddie Kingston situation of him, as far as we were aware of at that time, being suspended. Now at that time, it was he served a suspension because he already served it. It's done. It's completely over with now, and the suspension actually happened 2 weeks ago. The initial suspension happening. So when you heard the report and everything like that, what was going through your mind? Because I mean, at the end of the day, Sammy said something. Sammy said something about Kingston. Kingston didn't like it, and yeah, it was just an altercation backstage.
Man, they need to stop acting like little girls and just have a conversation with each other. All this calling each other's names and whatever. Apparently, it wasn't that deep. But I read both of their
Yeah,
quote
we'll get
unquote
into the other one.
statements. You know, I read that. They both seem like they're hopefully they're done with it, but
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This freaking this company is they got to fix some stuff quick.
That's what I say.
And we'll definitely get into those other reports as well, those statements that Eddie and
Quickly,
Sammy said. Well, go on.
quickly, me and Reaper were having this conversation on his stream.
Mhm.
It seems that people are really highlighting AEW's problems now, even though that if you've been paying attention, they've been having issues backstage since year one. You have issues like Eva Lee's. I believe there was something with the Elite at some point. I think that was like the first big story.
Yes. When Cody had a little bit of a problems with Kenny and the Bucks. Yes.
Yeah. And then you have Eva Lee's, Thunder Rosa with the sandbagging shit. Punk now highlighting everything. This isn't even Eddie's first conflict.
No, not at all.
No.
Apparently, when Conan was backstage, people were asking him, "Is this what WCW was like?" And that kind of sounds bad.
It sounds terrible.
one of your
I
boss
mean,
members,
yeah. So, at that point in time, and that broke out 1:30 in the morning, we had no idea what was happening. So, there was that going on there. Then, another report came out earlier on today, pretty much around noon, that we got the whole thing about what happened with Sammy and Eddie commented on the whole thing. So, in an update, we learn much more about the situation between Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara. We're told that Eddie Kingston was mad because Sammy Guevara hadn't spoken with Eddie or cleared the content of a promo that ended up being edited out of the show. The two had not conversed since the Blood and Guts show, where Kingston threw Sammy Guevara off the cage. And we all know that spot. I mean, Sammy was going to be doing that type of a spot regardless because it's Sammy Guevara and he's Sammy. It's a thing. So we've heard that Kingston had asked to work with Sammy after that, who didn't have people exactly angling to work with him for his feud, for a feud after the feud that he had with Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. So I'm going to stop right there because Kingston, after the whole Blood and Guts match, wanted to work with Sammy. So obviously they saw things going on with obviously Sammy and Ty. You know how they get massive heat just for being on TV together. And we all know how massively over Kingston is. So I thought it would have been a great dynamic, and it looked like Kingston actually had, the same idea that there's going to be some money in this. So let's try to work something out. Thoughts?
Oh shit, my bad. What it's sounding like to me, it sounds like Eddie wanted to give Sammy a chance at something.
Yeah.
Because Sammy wasn't getting much like angling backstage, as you said, which I would think in a company that's not writing the script, presenting every single matchup and feud, that is a very tumultuous point to be in. I imagine a lot of wrestlers are in that point now. So, in a way, I want to dignify what Eddie did there, wanting to give Sammy a chance, because Sammy is still an amazing performer, whether you like the fact you got a girlfriend now or not.
Right.
Because let's be real. The only people who are mad about that is like, oh, they're being obnoxious. They're falling in love. Do you get no bitches? Like,
but also, here's the thing with that is when they brought it onto TV, it just brought immediate heel heat to Sammy and Ty, and they embraced that. They embraced it. And it made it work for that time. Did we think it was disgusting? A lot of people did, but the thing is, it got them heat. So, at the end of the day, they're only really doing their job as heels. Now, Reaper, Spot, Lav, Kingston wanted to work with Sammy. They saw something there. And whether issues happened before they wanted to work together or after, they were saying, all right, well, let's settle our differences. Let's put our differences aside and actually do something for the betterment of the company and do this feud. So what you think?
I'm gonna say that it was good that he wanted to work with him, but I feel like before Sammy said something about his weight, he should have checked over that with Eddie, because regardless, like wrestling or not wrestling, that stuff is still offensive, and that I feel like if you're gonna say something like that, you should at least get permission to say something like that, because where I'm from, those are fighting words. So
yeah,
if somebody would say something about my weight, I would have did exactly what Eddie Kingston did, and except for I wouldn't have missed. But anyway, anybody else?
Yeah, that's
Shut
really it. Yeah, you should.
Not you wrestlers by freaking Reapers. Shut up. Hear that? My apologies. That's why you continue. Shut up.
You could. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot what I was saying. My bad. Go ahead, Love.
You'll get it back.
Nah, that shit's crazy. I just listen. I don't know, bro. They doing too much high school stuff for me. They need to figure that stuff out.
No, but before the high school shit, when Kingston wanted to work with Sammy after Blood and Guts, he wanted to do something with him. So at this point in time, the whole thing didn't happen yet.
I still don't care. You know why? Because like Zay said, this stuff has been happening. I don't feel like this is the first time these two have had an altercation.
Oh yeah.
I just think this is the most recent one, and seeing that the whole locker room seems like they just want to fight each other now. This is the next occurrence. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like now you're in a situation where you just have to. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I really don't know.
I want to say that I didn't mean to cut you off, Russell Spot.
No, you good.
What I would think would happen is we're going to see a lot of people leave AEW with all these rising issues. It's going to keep rising because AEW is at a point now where people are going to want to magnify it because, this is the second biggest company in North America. We should look into this more intently, and it's going to result into a lot of people leaving, a lot of contracts expiring, but then afterwards, I think they're going to hit a plateau point where everybody's going to understand. Just like WWE, people have conflicts. We're going to hear about fights. We're going to hear about heat, whatever insider terminology you want to use.
Right.
And it's just a part of the business like everything else. I personally think maybe everybody taking all this shit so seriously is just as childish because we've been watching WWE for years. Nobody took it like this when Jericho was up in Brock Lesnar's face or anything like that. It was just, we're making jokes because it's what it is. So, it should be the same energy with AEW by now.
Yeah.
Hold up, before y'all start, I don't know who said that in the chat, but it grieves my eyes. Who said none of y'all bought that life, especially Reaper. Number one, shut up, you don't know me. Number two, you're probably 12 sitting behind your screen typing that.
Damn.
Number three, if you did know me, you would know that I've had a lot of fights in my time. And I still got videos from that. So before you say I'm especially not about that, I think you should do your research.
It's not even about fights. Talking about you not about it.
My fault, killer. My fault.
It's not even. Niggas be fighting, but it's about the point of if you want to take it there, it's going there. Talking about niggas not about it. What?
Exactly.
They gotta go there.
Yo,
All right. Well, there we go.
I feel like it's always going to look worse for AEW because the way they put out the news, it's like, oh, everybody's happy you're here. This is way better place than WWE. So whenever something comes out like that, it's gonna hurt them more.
Oh yeah, easily. So those that they spoke to said that there were some pretty clear parameters set on Sammy Guevara's feud and promos that to not mention his ex-fiance, and as we all know, that whole thing happened to get with Ty and all that stuff. So don't mention his ex-fiance, which we're told was never even come up to be pitched up anyway. The original plan was for Eddie Kingston to win at All Out in their match. In the edited out promo, Sammy referred to Kingston as a fat piece of shit, which Kingston obviously took exception to, as he felt as it would bury the match if a fat piece of shit beat him. I'm gonna stop there again. How? How? If you're going over, how does a fat piece of shit beating a heel bury the match? I just don't understand why.
Eddie Kingston was a little sensitive. But then again, like, you couldn't at least let me know that you was about to say that before you said it. You can't just.
I think
go
Sammy
there.
dragged it a little bit.
Yeah.
Sammy looks like he drags stuff.
Now, bear in mind, this promo never aired. They cut this out of the show.
Mhm.
So obviously this promo was pre-taped, and it was going to be aired on Dynamite.
Mhm.
But it just never made air because of the whole thing that happened.
I ain't gonna cap. That would have been a little bit funny if I heard it on Dynamite. I might have laughed. I kind of would have laughed.
It would have been a shocking ass line, but at the same time, knowing what I know now, I can understand why that would piss somebody off.
Eddie Kingston's a gangster. I would not mess with him. Eddie Kingston.
Oh, that's a real ass nigga. I ain't.
He will hit you.
Cool.
He will hit you. I'm scared of him.
None of
Like,
us
okay.
are messing with Eddie Kingston.
He like he hit you for real.
So
That's with that dude.
So the crux of the frustration, however, was how Sammy Guevara followed up with this after being perceived as difficult working with Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Sanjay Dutt in the months prior. Now, I don't know this for sure. I mean, I don't know Sammy like that. I don't know him from Adam, but I mean, and honestly, I don't even really want to speculate here if he really is difficult to work with. I mean, we've seen some of the stuff that he's done before, right? So, I mean, like, the feuds that he's had in the past and everything like that, I believed when the whole thing was Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Sanjay Dutt even, those are all during feuds when he was TNT champion. Obviously not the Sanjay Dutt one. I don't even remember that one. But obviously the Scorpio Sky one, that was when he was TNT champion. Ethan Page, I believe that was really the same thing because they were known as Men of the Year. So that was all during the TNT title days. I can't say that he's, hard to work with. Because, hey, I don't know the man and I don't work with him. But apparently, from what they're saying, from months prior, he was hard to work with.
All right. Yeah.
I'm tired of being safe. I'm tired of being safe. Listen, we know when wrestlers are hard to work with. We're not having that. We're not having that discussion like we don't know, because as bad as everything is about like the dirt sheets and stuff like that, and I really don't like that we have dirt sheets to know what happens backstage and stuff. You got everyone else thinking that everything's at work. You can tell when there's a miscommunication. You can tell when there's actual heat in the ring.
Yeah.
And you can tell with superstars, if someone were to say he's hard to work with, you'll probably be like, yeah, obviously, of course, we can't give a genuine 100% yes, he's hard to work with, or no, he's not, he or she. But at the same time, it's like, you can tell there's certain people that have a way about them that if someone said they were hard to work with, you probably wouldn't oppose to it. Right or wrong, there are people that give that off. I'm not saying that you are correct at that, but whoever you are, you can still catch the aura about somebody that they may just not be the best person to do a dance like I call professional wrestling at times a freaking it's like a choreographed dance. It's got to take both people working together to put a good match. You know what I'm saying? And if one person don't want to dance, you ain't dancing with yourself, and the match is bad, you look stupid. I'm not saying Guevara is not an amazing athlete. I think he's done some things I haven't seen in a very long time. But if someone said he was hard to work, I probably wouldn't say, oh, no, not him. No, you know what I'm saying? Because think about it. If someone said John Cena was hard to work with, your brain wouldn't go to, oh, yeah, no. Your brain would dispute that.
Yeah.
The thing is, you look at Sammy, just on the surface level, just on it, keep it character. Just maybe it's a whole kayfabe thing. Character. You would think so. I don't know.
What a suplex. What a tie.
Yo, bro.
Hey, what's up, Suplex?
I don't know, yo.
For example, 2017 through 2018, Brock Lesnar. I know he was hard to work with. Not 2022, 2017, 2018, Brock Lesnar.
See, like we know that already.
Yeah, like we know, like you could give it, you could just get that off. You know that was somebody who was hard to work with.
We saw clips of that repeatedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I mean,
1990 something Shawn Michaels, 1997, 6 something like that. Shawn Michaels.
oh, he's my favorite superstar of all time, and I knew he was hard to work with.
Yeah,
during
we
that
knew.
time. Like,
We knew.
You know that.
That's what I'm trying to tell
You know that.
It's time for us to be honest. I made it. I'm going to talk about it later. It's time for us as wrestling fans to be honest. I'm tired of everyone being safe. I'm tired of everyone acting like things aren't what they are. Be honest with what you think.
And here's the thing, Locke. At this point, I'm 100% real with you here. Like, I'm done beating around the bush when it comes to AEW at this point. When it comes to this, because everything that's come out over the last few weeks is ridiculous. We're seeing the cracks, and the cracks are plentiful.
Mhm.
And the cracks are turning into a foundation where it's just not like you have a house, right? You build that
Yes.
on a foundation.
Yes.
The foundation is no longer livable. Like you can't live on this foundation anymore because of the cracks that continued to continue to keep going. And pretty soon this house is gonna fall if they don't get their shit together. I'm just gonna be straight up.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna bring this back to TNA because you guys know I'm a TNA mark. But even in like the 20, I'll say, when did Dixie Carter leave?
20.
I'm gonna say around the time where they changed the ropes to blue. So I think that was like 2013, 2014.
It's the ropes again.
It's always the ropes. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not stupid, Phil. It's always the ropes.
It's always the ropes.
When Hulk Hogan came there, they got rid of the octagon and it made it 4 sides. But I'm gonna get into a TNA rant.
That's right. Yeah, they didn't have the 6-sided ring anymore.
Hulk Hogan, I don't like you. I still don't like you because what you did. But and for
What?
everything. But anyway,
What?
Hulk Hogan did that. Hulk Hogan did that.
Oh, I thought you were saying me. Okay, go on.
No,
Go
not
ahead.
you. Hulk Hogan. No.
What did I do?
Nah.
I
My
didn't do
thing
anything to
is-
TNA.
I hope not. I hope not. Shit. The thing is, you have a situation in the back with a whole bunch of people who either all want to be champion, all want to be on TV more, all think they deserve respect, and now it's like all this stuff now is like walking past the dog. The dog won't chase you unless you run. You know what I'm saying? You walk past the dog,
Yeah,
it'll bark. 9 out of 10, unless you run, the dog will not chase you. This is what this whole locker room has become. You have one thing spark off, and then it's like a wildfire. Now something else sparked up. Now something else. Now we just know about 9 different things that happen. I'm in class all day. My phone just keep vibrating every few minutes. I'm like, are they all fighting in the locker room right now? It's all just coming out one after one after one. And it's like, you don't have to believe all of it's true. But if enough people tell you that something is happening and you go and look for yourself and you see proof that that these things are happening, what else are you left to think? You know what I'm saying? Now, because so much stuff came out today. So much stuff. This stuff is still
And we're
coming out.
getting into all of it. Yeah.
You know? And I'm so critical about this stuff because, like I said, I watched TNA collapse in front of my eyes, and it still breaks my heart. I still cry. I cried last night. I cried myself to sleep. I think about it a lot, you know? I don't want what TNA was for me. I know some kids, the younger generation of the IWC, when they're coming up and they're in the spot that we are, I know some of them feel the same way about AEW the way I felt about TNA as like a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want them to go through what I went through. I don't want them to watch their favorite company that's not Raw or SmackDown collapse in front of them, and then they can't do anything about it. They're just a 10-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to do that. But at the same time, while we're in this position, it is time for us to do the same thing that we did when we ran Vince McMahon through the ground for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's time for us to keep the same energy. Obviously, it's not as egregious. I don't think you can compare Tony and Vince, even though both of them are bad. I feel like one is more egregious than the other for many different reasons. But we're not going to talk about that. But
that's for another day.
that's for a whole different week. I don't know.
That might we have to talk about on Russell Spots podcast if we're going to have a debate on Tony and Vince.
Hey,
I'm talking about it on Saturday.
That's a crazy debate.
Tony and Vince. Which one is more hateful?
That's a hilarious debate. But listen, it's just I don't want them to collapse. So like all this stuff, I don't want it to get worse. I don't, as much as I don't like some things about AEW, I don't want them to just dissolve because there's so much stuff about AEW I do like. You know, I don't want that. You know, one day I would like for them to both come together and have one big pay-per-view. That would be insane. But you can't have that unless you address all this stuff now and get it settled for the future. You know what I'm saying? Because all of this stuff, it only takes one thing for this really to be the collapse of the company. Because all this stuff can start off small, but it can turn out big, and then we got an actual issue. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Or Tony Khan can just be a boss instead of being their friends.
That too.
I said that, and I said that on Tuesday or whenever we did this last one.
Like he can be their boss.
And I said that on whenever we did this last, and
yeah,
then
you said that
were
on Tuesday.
saying, and then people were saying like, Phil, he doesn't know how. I'm like, there's a line. All you gotta do is draw that line. Yes, if you want to be friendly with your talent, that's good. That's fine. Honestly, you should be. But there's a time where you can be a friend, and there's a time where you can have to be a boss.
As many as people as he's brought in, I don't want to say there's no reason he shouldn't know, but there's really no reason he shouldn't know, with all the experience that you have like brought in the company.
Yeah. And you have people on your team. If you feel like you can't handle something, there are people like Tony Schiavone who got upgraded in like some kind of talent relations role. Christopher Daniels, he's like the head of talent relations. You got people there. Use your assets. And I've been saying that for months. But after everything that happened with that, with the whole reports of saying like, oh yeah, Sammy's apparently hard to work with. We're told that Kingston had yelled at Sammy Guevara, who smirked back at him. And then Kingston responded by pie-facing Guevara. And Sammy ended up being incredibly unhappy with this. And Kingston was suspended for 2 weeks. So once that happened, Sammy went to Tony. Tony was unhappy about that, and he suspended Kingston for 2 weeks. That happened 2 weeks ago.
Did he hit bro with a pie, or did he do this?
Yeah,
he did this. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was confused.
Not with an actual pie. The pie face and everything like that. That's just like
I was like, there's no way he just got
palming a guy in the face just to like
Where'd the
bat
pie
him
come
away
from?
or something.
understand.
It's called a pie face, but you're palming him away. Is what you're doing.
Yeah. So he's got a
I understand, like, I'm not the sober one, but where the fuck did you get the idea he was going to get a pie thrown in his face
That's what made it so
in a
funny.
backstage altercation?
Because the report came out now, like he pie. I'm like, there's no way he threw a pie in his face.
I mean, maybe this happened in catering. We don't know. I mean, Titus could have been there that night.
There's no way he had a pie in his face. That's
And catering, just a pie just sitting there. And he
you ever
just
got a pie?
Titus could have had some grand apple pie, and you know, Kingston
Just
just wanted to throw it out
Yeah,
there
apple
real
pie
quick.
is
I don't
nuts.
know.
Yeah, just
Listen,
pie.
I don't know. That could happen. You can make a grand apple pie. It could be a thing. But we were able to reach out to Eddie Kingston, who weren't able to confirm the recounting events, but he did make a statement, and I'll read that to you right now. So this is according to WrestlingNews.co. Eddie Kingston had commented on being suspended by AEW. As previously reported, there was an altercation in Minneapolis several weeks ago following Sammy's promo on AEW television, which never aired. Things got physical once Guevara returned backstage as Kingston confronted Guevara. All right, let me get to the actual statement. So, while speaking to PW Insider, Kingston commented on his suspension by stating the following, and I quote, "You know the truth. I wouldn't lie. I was wrong for being unprofessional. That is the blind fact. He did what he did, and the public can judge that, but I know for a fact that I was wrong." End quote. Although he wasn't backstage at Dynamite last week, Guevara worked Wednesday's Rampage taping by teaming with his wife Tay Mello against Ortiz and Ruby Soho, and you can check out the spoilers there, but that'll happen tomorrow on Rampage. He made that brief statement saying that he was wrong, he was unprofessional, he knows that. That's it. He technically apologized without saying I'm sorry, but he knows he did the wrong.
Yeah.
Now, whether you believe in that apology or not, that's up to you guys. I mean, it's
Of course not. It's Eddie Kingston.
it's up for speculation at that point.
Yeah.
Of course not. Of course, I'll believe it. Of course not. He said it.
I believe anything that man says. Not only because I fear the power of that man's hands, but because he seems like a very genuine person.
He probably knows it was unprofessional, but he'd do it
Doesn't
again.
regret it.
Yeah, exactly.
Off.
Nothing. Just
Nothing, right?
I got nothing
You
else
just
to say.
don't care.
I said all I can say. There's nothing else to say about this, honestly.
yeah, they're divas.
Hope they figure it out.
Yeah. Now, in reaching out to Guevara, Guevara's take on the whole matter, he felt that there were communication issues, and Kingston nor any coaches or Tony Khan said that his line was off limits. He said that anyone who shames the way Eddie looks are likely the same kind of people that say he's too small, and was playing off of the section that criticizes based on that, as opposed to his own personal beliefs. It was said that if it were communicated to him, none of those comments would have been said. Now, he did issue a statement after that, but I'm going to stop right there for a second, because now apparently at that point in time, miscommunications, that happens in pro wrestling all the time. All right, like with the promos and everything like that, especially with the way that AEW does their promos, they don't script them. They have the people work together on these promos. You may have bullet points and everything like that, but anything that you're saying out there, it's an open mic.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes that, well, no, that's not even sometimes the issue. That is the issue a lot of the time. So I'm not saying completely script out your promos, but you have to have at least some kind of restrictions here.
Yeah.
For me.
I definitely agree. I feel like you can't just be having them saying whatever, because then certain lines are going to fall flat. Some lines are not going to be appropriate. You need to gauge what your wrestlers are going to be saying. So, like, maybe if you have guys out there who you can truly trust, John Moxley, a CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, wrong name, but Chris Jericho, then let them go out there with their bullet points. But for the smaller guys, they should definitely be presenting a promo before they go out there and recite it in front of a crowd.
Or if anything, speak with Tony. Have Tony be there with you, with the talent, and talk it out between all you. Talk it out between all of you. And here's the thing: if Tony sees something out of line, he should step the fuck up and say something.
Yeah.
Or the talent. Or if the talent says something like, "All right, well, this seems wrong to me. Like, you shouldn't be saying this about me." have Tony be there as a mediator. At least something. There's got to be something done about that. Like, I don't know. That's just the way I felt about it. I mean, if you're gonna have these promos, have some kind of mediator to at least be there with the talent. But then there was also go ahead. Sorry.
No, just go ahead. Go ahead. You
okay.
fine.
Then Sammy addressed Fightful like directly and said, "Listen, I want you guys to quote me on this." So Guevara requested to be quoted directly on this matter, and this is his statement right here. As a professional, you communicate things that you don't want to be said. In parentheses, like other people I've been in programs with and have worked with Matt Hardy, Jericho, and others. And I did communicate of what I didn't want to be said in this angle, and Eddie didn't. But Eddie did not do the same, and Eddie did not mention to me, or to the coaches, or TK, or anyone in AEW for that matter, what he didn't want said. So after Taze and my match with Scorpio, with Sky Blue, no, not Scorpio, Sky Blue and Dante Martin, I cut a promo on Eddie, insulting Eddie and the fans as a heel, which I knew that that thing everyone loves to do is hate me and Ty, so I'm the perfect person to play this asshole character for Eddie to ultimately beat at All Out. I see what people say online about Eddie and his appearance, which anyone who legitimately shames Eddie for how he looks can go to hell. It's the same people who shame me for being too small. So Guevara, the character, I could be the physical person playing the person that Eddie can shut up at All Out. But Eddie did not mention, Eddie did not do the professional thing and communicate with me, which, if he did, I never would have said it, because the last thing I want to do is hurt someone for real. So after the promo, I get to the back, and Eddie is flipping out, yelling, "You can't call me fat." And that's in quotes. Over and over as I'm trying to walk down the stairs in Gorilla, making a big scene. People getting in between us. Eddie tries to pie face me, and he more likely touched my face. It was weird. And everyone backs everyone up. It was unfortunate because this promo was on a taped show and easily could have been edited, which it was edited out of the show anyways. I know this isn't Eddie's first time being aggressive and getting out of control backstage. I know he had to do some kind of anger management after this whole thing, and the whole thing was a very unnecessary, but it is what it is. Live and learn, I guess. On to the next we go. End quote. There's a lot to unpack there, right? I mean,
Initially,
I don't even know where to begin with that.
Initially, the statement doesn't make me feel good.
No, yeah.
It gives me very bad vibes coming off of Sammy. It really does feel very antagonistic on his part, unnecessarily as well. Certain lines, like he's had a history of being aggressive, Eddie was being unprofessional. Like, you can describe a conflict with a coworker far better than this, than straight out just laying out a more demeaning way to paint them, as Sammy did.
Like, I don't even know where to begin with this, because now, like, he says he doesn't want to hurt anybody intentionally. But then he goes out there and says that. Obviously, Kingston took offense to it. He did the thing that he did. He got suspended for it. And I don't know. Everything about it just seems a little weird. Now,
Some of those will probably just be he said, she said, and
yeah,
because no one's gonna. I mean, we think we know the truth, but maybe we'll never know. So
I mean, this was 2 weeks ago, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we don't even know if things were squashed out for real. We
Yeah.
don't know how they're going out right now. I mean, this match as of right now, it's not happening. And I don't think it's going to be happening at All Out. If anything, if this does, get squashed and they are going to be doing the program, it's going to have to be after All Out. And if we do see it, cool. If we don't, fine. But at the end of the day, I don't think we'll be seeing these guys working together anytime soon.
nah.
If ever.
Yeah, if ever. Right. It's a thing. And Guevara requested to be quoted directly on that matter. So he wanted this statement out there. He wanted it out there.
Like Zay said, that's what kind of makes you like feel like gives you like a bad feeling about it because he's like he wants you to put that out there, like he's directly telling you to quote him. It's kind of weird.
I mean, obviously Eddie's gonna see this.
Yeah.
Obviously, and now what's Eddie gonna think about this? So I don't know, guys.
There's one video of
What's that?
Eddie talking at he was signing like action figures or something, and he was just talking about how much he didn't like Sammy. And he was not playing. Like,
Yeah. He was like, I know. It's like y'all think I'm joking, but no, I just really don't like that guy.
that's the one. I saw it earlier today. I was like, he's definitely not joking. He does not like him. I don't even know if that was before or after the altercation, but he's not playing.
Yeah,
Eddie
no,
Kingston doesn't seem like the kind of
I
person
saw
who's
that
joking.
clip too because somebody tagged me in that. I don't know if it's before or after, but he did say that. So, I mean, any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on that statement, Loff, or no?
Nah, not really, man. It is what it is.
I think we all kind of had the whole same sentiment here. Eddie said what he said. Sammy's gonna give his side, of course, on the whole thing. You don't ever want it to be the thing of what TikTok made it to be. Are you Team Sammy or are you Team Eddie? But people are gonna be like that. People are gonna have that kind of a thing when it comes to the fandoms, and whatever happens, happens. This match is not happening. This feud is not happening. That has to be scrapped.
Yeah.
You're slowly going to see Eddie Kingston and them whittled away from the JAS Blackpool Combat Club story.
Yeah. And that thing is still going on. Like, I hope after All Out, it's done. Because, I mean, Jericho and Bryan, they're going at it at All Out, which is great. I think that's going to be great.
I'm excited for that.
Because we also have the whole thing of Daniel Garcia as well, so that's going to be a thing.
I think the story that right now is still interesting. They can still have some yardage out of it. Eddie's involvement is dead in the water. It's been for a while.
I mean, he's been involved with the whole JAS ever since he faced Jericho. I believe that was at Revolution in February.
Yeah, he was the feud that led into JAS, which is still going.
Yeah, so I mean, the whole thing in February, and it's still going on now in August, going into September. So it's been a thing for a while. Now, that's all we know about the whole Sammy and Kingston situation. The suspension happened. He's not suspended anymore. It's already served. He'll be back. It's just a matter of what they're going to be doing with Sammy, Eddie, and everything else that's going to have to be figured out by Tony Khan and the rest of the team. So that's up to them. We're just here to watch.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. But Loft, this is one that I believe you're really going to be wanting to talk about, and that is the whole Thunder Rosa situation. If he's here.
You said what, Phil? My fault.
The Thunder Rosa situation.
Oh God.
We're getting into that next.
Oh,
as
great.
I got some massive news on the whole thing. We all know last night on AEW Dynamite, she relinquished the title due to an injury. Now, the injury is legit. I do want you guys to know that right now. It is legit, and I will be, in this report, it will be saying what the injury is. So we do know what it is. And we know the actual plans of the original All Out match, which was scheduled to be Thunder and Tony Storm.
Yeah.
So we know that. But there's also 2 other people involved in this. And you guys are going to want to know who those are. And it's going to be a thing. So Thunder Rosa, Jamie Hayter, Heat. And more on Rosa's injury. Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker are the other 2 involved in this. So keep with me. Thunder Rosa isn't competing at All Out as and has heat with a significant portion of the people that are and sources tell Fightful. Fightful can confirm Voices of Wrestling's report that indicated that Baker and Rosa can't stand each other and are, in quotes, mortal enemies. That has been a thing, though, for months. I think we can really all be seeing that from not only the booking of them being together in just one-on-one matches, but especially over the last few weeks. So them being mortal enemies, that's a legit shoot, and that's true. With that having been the case for over the last year, still to remain professional and work with each other, and from what we're told, remain open of doing so for the sake of simply doing their jobs. However, Jamie Hayter also has developed heat with Rosa after she got her nose broken in a match recently. Much of that heat on Rosa had emerged from working stiff in the ring. I admit, Rosa can be stiff, but have we all seen how Jamie works? Jamie is stiff, bro. You can just see in the way she wrestles, especially over the last few weeks.
That's a rough and tumble gal.
So, Jamie said that Rosa was working stiff in the ring. Word emerged shortly before Dynamite that Rosa was injured and wouldn't be competing at All Out. Fightful had gained word of the original plan for Toni Storm being the winner of the AEW Women's World Title match. So she was going to win the title at All Out and beat Thunder. Now she'll compete in an interim AEW Women's World Title match against Hikaru Shida, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter. We've not learned the creative plan set for the title match since. I still think Tony comes out on top. I do.
Yeah.
Either Tony, and I would hate this because we're going to be talking about the whole thing of Britt and Jamie being a part of this. If they give it to Britt Baker, I don't know how this is going to go down.
I can honestly see it going back to Britt.
It's either one of those 2 for me, but if they give it to Britt, man, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if they did, but it'd be a little confusing. I feel like Tony should still get the window.
I think Hayter should take the title.
I love Hayter. I do. I love Hayter. I do. The one outlier in all of this is Hikaru Shida, and she doesn't really. It's not like she doesn't deserve to be a part of any of this, but the thing is, she has nothing involved. So we know she's not winning.
Yeah. Plus, Shida's kind of cold right now.
Yeah.
And before she wins the belt, because we said that
Imagine.
biggest,
Imagine.
like the biggest surprise.
Now, so yeah, we have that fatal 4-way being a thing. We've had talent contact us on both sides of things regarding Rosa, which many say that she's worked hard to help get other young women's talent booked, and others that perceive her as developing an ego and being difficult to work with. There's the whole thing about being difficult to work with again.
AEW, ladies and gentlemen, the happiest locker room. Better than WWE.
But here's the thing that I kind of want to wrap my head around. How has her title reign been perceived to everybody here? I mean, let's just be frank with each other. It's sucked.
Yeah, it doesn't even felt like a title
Thunder
reign.
Rosa's title reign has been dookie.
It
feels
sucked.
like there's only one women's champion in the company, and that's Jade Cargill.
Thank you. Because the thing is, we're not seeing every other women's champion in this company before even Thunder Rosa winning the championship. And let's just take out the TBS championship for a second. Every other women's champion was treated better than what they did with Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
They've had stories. They've actually been on television. They've actually been in front of a crowd, which Thunder Rosa really hasn't been. Everything about every other title reign has been fine except for Thunder's. So if her being not, easy to work with, sometimes I wonder why. Give her a chance.
Yeah.
If you gave her a
think
chance,
that
you
was
might actually find something about her.
That was the problem, for me with bringing in a secondary women's title. It's because you're already not making the most out of the women's division that you have. Now you're gonna a whole your champion's gonna be pushed to the side because you want to get a new title over, and that just doesn't look good.
I understood it at first because the thing is, I mean, it's a growing women's division and not everybody can be one champion. I understood it at first, but you're right in the sense because the TBS championship does look a lot more important right now, being on somebody like a Jade Cargill who has not lost yet still. There's your girl, Love. But at the end of the day, there he is. But at the end of the day, there's nothing about Thunder's reign that is really of importance. We've had some okay matches. I mean, Thunder Rosa is one of the best they got. But at the end of the day, you can only have okay matches, but okay matches aren't what make title reigns at the end of the day.
She's been champion since March, and the only memorable moment from her reign is when she won it. It's crazy.
I'd be as far to say that, yes.
Yeah.
Now, Loff and I mean, we're here on the Dynamite reviews every single week, most more than likely, saying that the women's division needs a ton of work.
Yeah.
And Loff, you and I have spoke about this ad nauseum that Thunder Rosa's reign has not been the best. And that's to say the very least.
Terrible. It's been terrible. Jade Cargill looks more like the champion than she does.
Right, yeah.
It's ridiculous. Well, I don't want to say that in a negative way because I think Jade Cargill is the best human ever. But at the same time, just, she is the women's champion. And she needs to deserve it. Every time I see her, she's just running out to interfere in a match with the championship in her hand. It's like she just has it as a prop. And it's weird.
The first 4 weeks of her reign, she was only on television for 15 minutes. And those are all in backstage promos that didn't get the time of day. And the one time that she was in front of a crowd during those first 4 weeks, her music cut her off during her promo, and she wasn't done speaking. So she spoke over the music. just to get her point across, and that made it look 10 times worse. I understood what she was trying to do, finish out your promo, but man, like, whoever the people were in the truck or the people in the back that work on the music, you fucked up. And I was so mad I came on here and expressed that. Loff, you know that day I was fuming.
Yeah, you were not happy, Phil.
Like, man, like 15 minutes in the first month of your existence as champion? Like, come on now. No, like,
All I gotta say is, let that have been WWE. You would have got fired on the spot. You can't make mistakes like that.
yeah.
You would have got fired on the spot. You can't. No. There's no editing out. That's love. You would have been fired.
Yeah. So, I was saying, okay, so yes, we've been unable to confirm their reports about Thunder Rosa. Now, here's the thing. There's a report that happened by Voices of Wrestling that said that, and it was before the whole Mortal Enemies report that they put out, that apparently during the time that Thunder broke Jamie's nose, she hid in the bathroom because she was afraid of getting her ass beat. Fightful has not confirmed that report by Voices of Wrestling. Rosa said that to have been injured, but the actual injury is unknown, speculated to be related to bulging disc in her back. And at that point in time, it was unconfirmed, but now it has been confirmed that it is bulging disc in her back. So if you don't have it back, you can't wrestle. You can't really, well, to my knowledge, stand. So, I mean, like, you have bulging disc in your back is a very serious injury, and it looks like it could possibly be taking her out for apparently 2 to 3 months, and that's a long time without having a champion. So we're having an interim world champion match again. Tony Khan's on his interim shtick.
What do y'all think about that?
I hate it. I hate it.
I
I've always
think there's a
hated
weird pattern. A weird pattern with how all the interim champions just end up being former champions.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes it a little uninteresting. It would be far more interesting if he would just vacate the damn title. Let people start anew.
Right.
All I gotta
Also,
say
gives you a
is,
story for your former champion on the way back.
all I gotta say is, if he pulls another squash match in the interim match, I'm never cutting on AEW again.
Now, it's a fatal 4-way, so I highly doubt it would be a squash, but I mean, stranger things have happened.
I'm talking about when Thunder comes back and they do the whole undisputed.
The unification thing. Yeah.
If that becomes a squash, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah. And yeah, that will be happening once we have an interim champion and Thunder gets back. We'll have the unification, and that's the thing. But yeah, a bulging disc in her back. She most likely will be out after surgery for 2 to 3 months. Depending on how severe the bulging discs are and how severe the surgery will be. It's a thing, and now we're gonna have to figure all of this out. Rosa said that she'll be back better than ever. People even were speculating that on a mat. Here's the thing. I didn't even know about this because I don't watch AEW Dark. I'm sorry, you marks. I just don't. During a match, Waff will be back most likely. There was like a match with Thunderstorm versus obviously some enhancement talent. Who was I talking about? Thunderstorm, Tony and Thunder. My God, my Jesus, sorry about that. Thunder Rosa never tagged into the match. She never tagged in, and if you look into the actual dates of how things were going down for that AEW Dark, that would line up to where the reports were saying that she was injured. So at that point in time, she was injured working that dark match or dark elevation, whatever one it happened on, and she didn't tag into the match because she was already injured. So they had her working a match injured, but she never got tagged in, which I'm fine with, but still, it's a little dumb that you have her working a match.
Yeah.
But now we have all this taking place. She's going to be out. Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, Sheeta, and Tony are in the interim match. It'll most likely be Tony getting the victory, but if Britt Baker wins this thing, I'm sorry, y'all, we got some major issues. We got some major issues. Britt Baker should not be champion again. And guys, you know, anytime I speak about my girl in a bad way, that's pretty bad. But
yeah, I don't really think she should have won the Owen Hart Cup either. But yeah, that a women's world title ring is not right now.
And there's also that. Now, here's the thing. There's a reason why Thunder Rosa and Jamie Hayter are a part of all this because of the heat that she has with Thunder. And the thing is, everything about this, from the whole sandbagging incident, because there was that whole ordeal. And then Rosa came out with a sandbagging since whatever year it was on her t-shirt. She was trying to rectify that to continue the story going, and that didn't work out in her favor. So everything about this, like, Thunder Rosa has been trying to do everything for the division. Britt Baker has been seemingly trying to get herself over in any way that she possibly could. And who else do we know that is like that? And another company. Start with a Charlotte and ends with a Flair.
Yes, I wanted to say it.
Start with a Charlotte and ends with a Flair. Are we seeing Britt Baker becoming the Charlotte Flair of AEW?
Yes.
She ain't got the talent to be the Charlotte Flair.
Well, no, but I mean, regardless, the backstage antics, I mean, and the politicking. That's the thing I'm trying to get at there.
Yeah.
I feel like you took a little bit of offense to that. Like, you wanted to cover Britt there.
No, I listen. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. She's not been my favorite person as of late. From winning the Owen Hart Cup, that was not deserving. I'm sorry. That should have went to who was her final match? Who was the
Wasn't it Tony?
Tony, yeah, I think it was Tony. Wait, no.
Yeah, I think it was Tony.
It's Tony.
Who was the finals? Owen Hart.
Was it Ruby Soho?
Oh yeah, I think it was Ruby Soho.
Oh no, Ruby Soho, I think.
It was Ruby. Yep, I got it right here.
Ruby or Tony or Ruby.
Yeah, I mean, it should have went there, and then you could have had that happen, but I don't know. I really don't. And the thing is, Adam Cole didn't even deserve it either. I'm sorry, he didn't. I love Adam, but he didn't.
Yeah, look at him now.
But Adam was a bit less deplorable because Adam also hadn't been winning much at the time.
That's true, and that's really kind of the only reason why I tolerated it. But Jamie Hayter, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, they all got heat with each other. There's legitimately no heat between Tony and Thunder. I want you guys to know that right now. So whatever match they were going to be having at All Out, if it wasn't for this injury, there was not real legit heat there. So even if the team broke up or anything like that, they're still great backstage with each other. So obviously the whole thing of them teaming up is legit friendship, and then whatever Britt and Jamie were trying to get out of Thunder, Tony would have stepped up in her absence and saying, "Listen, you're not going to talk about my girl like this." So it's a bunch of craziness. And the thing is, we all have an interim champion at the end of the day. It's crazy.
Like, what's next? Interim tag champs. Like, oh my god.
Don't
we're
ever
just
say that, please.
on
My
with
God.
interims.
Interim TNT champ.
I don't even want the current champions to get injured right now. Anyway, and that match makes no sense at all out. Anyway, the Acclaimed. What did they
It was
do?
just no story.
I mean,
like,
I'll give them this. The Acclaimed have been stacking up wins.
Mhm.
They've been getting
Yes.
over heavy as baby faces. I gotta give them the credit. They deserve the title.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
babyface versus babyface, and there's no heat between them.
right,
There's
no
no
build.
story.
I don't think it's a pay-per-view match, but the Acclaimed do deserve a title match.
Do you think they
I feel like
win?
they have
Better build.
Hell no.
No.
They don't
Oh,
win.
okay. Yeah. No, I was gonna say they don't win. But I mean, listen, I love the Acclaim. Don't get me wrong. Like they're fantastic. But I honestly thought it was gonna be the Guns. I did. I thought it was gonna be the Guns with the way things are going down, or at least a triple threat.
Yeah, you know, AEW loves their triple threat tag matches.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I thought we were gonna have a triple threat tag match with those two and Swerve in our glory, but yeah, I mean that's really all we got. I mean those are what we had. Thunder, Jamie, and Britt, they have heat. They just don't like working with each other. I wonder why. After everything that was said, everything that Britt is doing seems like it's all being in business for herself and not trying to help Thunder in any way.
Sounds a little Sammy-like.
It's just, it is what it is. And now what am I getting on? I mean, this is ringside news, but still, there's reports going out. And I don't trust them, even though we use our thing going on. Oh, great. Nope, we're still going because Britt Baker trolls Thunder Rosa after AEW Dynamite. There we go. All right. What do you want? What do you want now? So, okay. She tweets out a picture of this.
The pettiness.
Like, you're just petty, and that's exactly it, Spot. I mean, you're just petty. Like, you can't.
Did you just call him Spot?
Spot, Russell Spot. I don't care.
I've heard that a few times.
Spot. It don't matter. Listen.
It don't matter.
Russell Spot. Spot.
Spot.
Your real name. It don't
Darian.
matter. I'll probably.
I'll break kayfabe. Y'all can call me Darian.
All right. Finally, now I know your name, and I'll be doing
I keep
that
forgetting
from now
his
on.
name. All I know him by is Russell Spot. I keep forgetting. He told
Yeah,
us
that's
last
what I
time,
go
but
by.
forgot.
And here's the thing with me when it comes to people like in this community. Unless you want me to know your real name, I'm gonna call you by your username. I am.
All good.
I am. Just out of respect, because I don't want to cross anything. So, but yeah, Britt Baker's a petty asshole right now, and we'll see where things go. If she wins the title, we're gonna have some issues, because then we're gonna have Britt and Thunder again, and I don't know if they want to even work together in a one-on-one. I'd rather see Tony at that point. But yeah, guys, that's it. Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about.
FTR versus Motor City Machine Guns.
That is phenomenal, bro. I marked out when I saw Motor City Machine Gun package. They're my favorite they're my favorite TNA tag team of all time. So the fact that they're going there, dude. Now I thought that the Impact, partnership was over, but apparently not. They're having some kind of thing.
Alex Shelley's a free agent. Alex Shelley's not exactly signed to TNA.
Oh, okay.
I think Chris Sabin is just one of those guys who can kind of do what they want. They got the seniority.
I've only actually watched TNA to know who they were.
And
This
here's
conversation isn't for you, Jit.
So he's one of the younger ones.
and
Only I
now
watched.
now I just got a report saying that Thunder left social media because of all this.
Oh gosh.
Now
Anybody?
now this is a real problem. I mean, it was a real problem before, but now, come on, Brett, come on, you need to get your shit together. I'm sorry, but
What do y'all think the world title match is going to be at All Out?
dude, they're saying it's from right now where we stand, it's a rematch.
Yo, if this was a work, I'm going to be upset. If
From
this,
from right now where
Why
we
would you
stand,
be
it's a
upset with
rematch.
if CM Punk shows up to All Out with his foot healed, I'm not a CM Punk fan and I'm not an AEW fan no more. I'm done. Because that has me heated. There's no way he agreed to get beat in like 5 minutes. Like, I don't believe it.
Here's the thing, though. Here is the thing. He might not have agreed to get beaten in 3 minutes, but it was John's idea to have the match last night. I don't know if it was planned to be a squash, but he did have it pitched to Tony and to the rest of the team that it was going to be that night.
I think Reaper just doesn't want a rematch, so he doesn't have to delete the 6 videos that man made.
1:30 when the Eddie Kingston report came out, I was still screaming on TikTok. Back to back, just back to back video.
Like if they do the rematch, it's just like why, it's weird.
Here's what I did, okay? I had this all planned out, right? We're gonna have a banger match on Wednesday. It wasn't gonna end because, let's say, the return of MJF. Let's just say. I know it's whole hot water now, but let's just say. And then, also because Hangman was involved in this, Hangman would have had to have gotten involved because if he didn't, he looked weak as fuck. And he does. Yeah. So what I was thinking is a fatal 4-way at All Out, Hangman, MJF, Punk, Mox. Here's the kicker. You're not going to pin John. You're not pinning Punk. You'd have MJF pin Hangman for the unification of both titles.
Mm-hmm.
Because the unification match would have ended in a DQ or time limit or whatever.
Perfect.
You had the unification match in the fatal 4-way, MJF be the champion, and that's your catalyst for a CM Punk heel turn. Because he never got pinned. He never got pinned.
I think if they do the rematch, I think Punk's gonna go heel.
He's gonna win. That's like for what? Fox to get like his one day.
I don't get it. Punk making a heel turn makes completely sense. It makes complete sense. But how do you do it in Chicago? Because I think people really underestimate the fact of how CM Punk is treated like a saint over there.
They're not booing CM Punk in Chicago. You might as well do it the next night on the next Wednesday on the Dynamite.
I don't think they turned him heel in Chicago. It's not a great idea to turn him in Chicago.
You can't.
I think you have him play up. If he does, they do a rematch and Punk wins. If you have him play up, I won, and then you have him turn in the next city.
Hangman has to get involved in some way.
Yeah,
because
it's kind of different, but and I'm not comparing CM Punk to Stone Cold by no means, but they turned Stone Cold heel in Texas. So I mean, I think there's a way to do it, but it's not gonna really feel like a heel turn until the Dynamite.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because it's gonna look really weird if Punk gets the rematch, wins the title again. But I mean, for a visual aspect, since he's in Chicago, it's gonna look good. But that next Wednesday is gonna be awful.
I don't know because I just saw a tweet.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, and I just saw a tweet on Ramp, something saying that Punk, it's some exclusive footage with Punk that's gonna be on Rampage on what happened after the incident. So I'm interested to see, and that will determine my fate as an AEW fan.
And here's the
It's
thing.
all out, bro. It's all
I've
out.
been saying a little bit that if AEW didn't break 1 million viewers that week, we were gonna have a little bit of an issue. They actually did.
Well, you know the exact number or not?
Let me get there real quick. It's a 1.049 million with a 0.34 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, and that is up from the 957,000 that happened last week.
Okay.
So, but here's the thing: Tony might have used this as a rating draw, but how many people did he really piss off from
Yeah.
that squash match?
How many
You
more
might have
people is he going?
You might have you might have gotten that rating, but let's see how many people it drops, because it's dropping next week. It's dropping.
Imagine how many more people he's gonna piss off when Mox loses. If they do have the rematch, it's gonna be like, what was the point?
If Mox loses, I don't think Tony would be that stupid to do a week and a half reign. I really hope not, at least.
I feel like everybody was so shocked about the result that we're forgetting that match didn't even main event.
No,
which is kind of crazy.
No,
which is crazy.
It started at 9 o'clock. To be honest, I even forgot the whole trios tournament match was happening.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, we're gonna get an hour match, or at least a 30-minute match, and we'll see where things go. But it didn't work that way. It got 3 minutes. The entrances were longer than the match. It started at 9 o'clock and it ended at 9:12. The whole segment took 12 minutes out of the show.
IWC finna be heated if Punk wins. There's all those people who made videos like, haha, look at CM Punk now, look at CM Punk now. All out, CM Punk's holding the belts. Yeah, now what? Now what? Same energy. Same energy.
This man still talking about CM Punk?
Yep. I mean, at least about like 2 of the videos can stay up. I'm gonna have to delete about a whole other 4, but 2 of them can stay up. I just gotta apologize to Tony Khan, but everything else can stay.
All right, guys. Well, that's really it. We don't have anything else for the show. I mean, if you want to talk about that whole thing between Ospreay and Kenny after that 6-man tag, whatever happens there happens. At the end of the day, the match is next week on Dynamite to get to All Out. I still think Kenny and the Bucks win that thing anyway, so it don't matter.
But what grazed my eye about that whole segment is what I mentioned in my video, that I think, you know, I say Kenny Omega. Tony Khan is at a point where, since WWE is doing better, he's hit a desperation point to where he's just doing what WWE did a year ago when CM Punk came back. They're trying to like outdo WWE, which is why they had that match, and which is why I also think why they did that why they brought Kenny Omega back. Because I don't care what anybody says, because apparently Kenny said it was ring rust. Kenny Omega is injured. He is still injured. Look at it. If you look at that exclusive thing that went
he came
like
back too soon. Of course he came back too soon.
Look at his arm. Look at his arm. Look at his arm. He's still taped up. That was the ugliest one-winged angel I've ever seen in my life. That's not ring rust. He's still hurt.
He may want you to think that he's perfectly fine and everything like that, but we know that he's not. We know that. He's never going to be 100% again. After everything that he faced, vertigo, you know, knee issues, shoulder issues, back issues. There's a lot more.
Bro was walking around with a wobble knee for 3 years.
Like, there's, he's not gonna be 100%.
I just don't ever want to see a one-winged angel look like that again.
I bet you
never
his
wanna
knee
see it.
clicks when he walks.
But yeah, it's.
Hmm.
But yeah, well, the whole shoot promo, that's just between Kenny and Kenny and Ospreay. That's nothing really new, and we've known their history for years. So that's the thing there. But yeah, Loff, you were here for a little bit. We got news that Britt trolled Thunder after everything, and Thunder left social media.
Wait, Britt, what?
Britt
did she do?
trolled Thunder with a picture, and because of this, Thunder left social media.
No. I don't know what to take from that.
This is the picture that she trolled her with. And yeah, Thunder's no longer on social media because of it.
Ultimate Uno reverse card. Thunder comes back to social media, and when Britt Baker loses, she posts the exact same picture.
Or at least from when she won the title. in the
Yeah,
cage
I'm
match.
taking what the one.
But
Britt Baker's
yeah.
kind of weird, bro. I'm sorry, Phil. She's kind of weird.
no, and I said this while you weren't here. Britt's just being a petty bitch.
Damn.
She is. What else do you want me to say? She's been making the women's division look like complete crap. She's been in business for herself for a long time since being paired up with Thunder. And I said this on here with the guys here. She's the Charlotte Flair.
Oh yeah, facts.
Okay, good. We're on the same point there.
Well, I never liked it. We talked about this before.
Yeah. But yeah, like she has turned into the Charlotte Flair of AEW, and there's nothing about that. Thunder has been wanting to do right by the division. Britt just wants for herself.
10-time AEW Women's Champion, Britt Baker. Give it about like 6 years.
It'll be 2 if she wins that Fatal 4-Way.
I would lose it if she wins that.
Same. But it's either going to be Britt or Tony.
No,
And it better
I'm
be
voting
Tony.
for the Hater Cheeks. I mean, Jamie Hater.
Listen,
Oh, I can't
we're
remember
not-
how to pronounce her name.
well,
The
we're-
other
we're-
girl.
Oh, Sheeta?
Yeah, Sheeta. Surprise. Just a surprise.
She's not winning that. She can't. She has nothing involved in any of this.
I think
If
Jamie
anything,
Hater's
she
got
might
the
pin.
motivation. She's gonna back it up.
If anything,
Mox
she
can
might
be
just
punk in
get
5
pinned.
minutes. I believe anything. I believe in
Don't
anything.
get lost. Don't get lost started on that. We'll get out of here before that. You
Wait,
can
what
talk
I
to
just
them
what did I
after
just
that.
hear?
Nope.
Lost, don't get
We're
started.
moving on. We're moving on. We'll talk about that after. But yeah. That's it. That's what we have for you guys. Zay. Darian. Reaper. Thank you guys for coming on here in such short notice. It wasn't really
Yeah.
supposed to be intentional or anything like that, but I did send the link out and nothing happened. So, wow, I'm glad that you guys were here to help out.
No problem.
Anyway.
No problem.
Thank y'all for replacing me.
Laugh, no.
Love.
Any day,
Okay.
man. Any day.
I love
We
y'all,
know
man.
that this is your show.
I'm
we
not
know that
push
this
for
is
your
your
show
show.
later. I'll talk to you later. Scream at me.
Oh man, now I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be
not
fired from
anymore.
my own
This
show.
is my show now. Panda,
Yeah,
I
say that was a-
fire laugh. This is my show now.
Ain't nobody come here for you.
Oh man,
Oh,
did
wow.
we just gonna
But
do?
I'm
Did we
here.
just? Did we just get a new OTB member right off the bat? Like,
Oh, that's crazy. I can't wait to tell the group chat about this one.
Panda.
honestly, that's up to Zay. If he would love to be here, that's up to him.
Oh, I can't wait to tell him about this.
I don't know if he's contractually obligated to anywhere else, but yeah, if Phil
Wait,
Khan
but
needs
no.
to sign somebody,
Phil, you're about to get
Creative.
attacked. Now. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to
Don't-
put him.
listen,
I'm about
if
to tell
Phil Khan needs to sign buddy, I don't know.
There's heat in the OTB locker room now because of Phil Khan.
No, there's heat with you and Zay.
Nice,
There's
yeah.
not heat with anybody else yet.
Yeah.
Lost better take his talent somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, it is what it is.
The upper
Maybe where they
podcast.
got.
Well, here's the
Maybe
thing,
where
Loff.
you his talent will give free haircuts.
What? Yep, you gotta stop.
What did you just say to me?
You gotta
Alright.
stop.
All right, bet. Cool.
All right.
I
If,
gotta
if
stop.
anything, we'll talk about this after I click end here. But thank you guys so much for joining us right here on OTB. This is a lot of fun. You know, we talk about these stories all the time. This usually is for Tuesday, but because of the AEW Dynamite review not happening yesterday, mainly because I didn't want to be on here yelling at you guys.
Yeah, I would have been yelling in the chat.
Yeah.
He was yelling.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So mainly because of that, I didn't do it. I don't want this podcast to turn into something like that. I want this to be a fun experience for everybody. And I feel like we've built a reputation for that, so that's what I like about it. We'll be back tomorrow. SmackDown and Rampage, depending on how that goes.
I formally request my release.
We'll talk about that after, bro. Hold on.
Hey, Russell Spot will pick up that contract loss. Don't worry.
Oh, great. Now we're getting
Sending you the max deal. We're sending you the
We
max
can put that
deal.
bitch on a pole, a ladder.
Phone calls tonight.
Do I need to get Sugarfoot, the character of Zay, and Russell Spot in a triple threat ladder match for a contract here? Do I
Don't
need
do that.
that?
Don't do that.
Do I need that,
right?
right?
About the info for everybody else. I don't know if you're gonna do that.
I'm just saying, these boys haven't met the star before time on 2K. Yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
Ain't nobody worried about that.
Nobody's worried about the star before time on 2K.
Reaper,
Do we-
you
do
are
we-
ass, my nigga. I just watched
do-
you get your ass beat by Hulk Hogan. You had to bear hug him to win. Stop.
What?
That's crazy.
What? Okay,
Do
number
we
one,
need
I was
do
just
we
showing-
need a triple threat online match in 2K? I'm just saying.
No,
Just saying.
don't do
You
it.
do it at 2K. I promise you. Just add me to the match. I'll win.
Reaper already has a match tonight, so if you want to give him two,
Go ahead. Try it. You should have been ducking me for the longest.
I'm gonna get someone to make my character
You're not going nowhere, Stigma.
just so I can come in there and fuck lap Sim up.
Wow. If you show the star before time, just show him. Show him. You gotta show him around.
oh god,
You gotta
So
show
I'm
him
taking
around.
out Tyler. I know you in the chat. I'm taking out Prodigy. I know you in the chat. I'm taking out all the boys. All the boys. They all mine.
I don't know about that.
I'm even taking out Tono.
All right, okay.
All right.
Yo, all right,
Alright.
listen,
Oh,
Tono's a
Oh,
different
no.
thing here, bro.
Sure. That's me right there. I already did that. You're naming stuff that I already did.
Bro, you're not even champion anymore. You lost.
Anymore, but I was.
You were champion for a week and then you lost the next week.
Because how many
Long ass
times did you
title.
make me defend my belt?
Loser.
He made me defend my belt because he got
Hey,
salty.
At least you were a fighting champion. You can go down with that.
Okay.
You're a loser.
And now
Bro, I
look,
watched
the
you
person who I
upkick somebody while somebody else climbed the ladder.
This man beat Jeff Hardy, made a shirt, and then lost next week.
and Phil, I was supposed to fight Jeff Hardy the next week, but he put you against him and made you lose your belt. So now look at that.
I have 3 belts. I have 3 belts, and you have none.
You have 3 belts because you got scared of Eddie Kingston and you controlled him. You
Cat.
controlled your character. That is
Why
Yo,
you lying? Why you lying? You can watch back. Why are you lying with things people can watch back? Like they can't see.
Get why?
You lost. Move on.
Yo, Loft literally controlled his character.
See,
He
here's the thing,
made
Loft.
himself
I
out.
told you this. Having people's created characters in your universe was a bad idea. I told you
Oh
that.
no, it was a great idea. I just know how to handle them. All them went, I want title shot. I want this.
And what did I do with my title shot? Tell me what I did.
Lost.
Tell me what do you mean? You put me against somebody who I wasn't even supposed to be facing. It was
Bro, you
me.
got a fluke win and it lost immediately after.
You were supposed to be Supernova right there. He said you were supposed to make Jeff face after I beat him.
He is face. That's why he's champion.
You kept him heel, and then you just threw away Phil's title run.
He's already face. Phil lost.
Here's the thing. I take a loss like a fucking man. I take a loss like a fucking man. I'm gonna.
Reaper and Prodigy. Every time I start to scream, they cry and they moan.
You didn't have to defend your title as many times as I did. I had to defend it like 5
Look at him, he's
times.
crying. Who cares? No one listens to him. No one cares.
I won it like I won it.
A lot of mid.
Phil had to defend his title like 2 times. I had to defend mine like 5.
I will release you, and you can't do anything about it. How about that?
I know when Jeff runs WCW for 3 years. I wonder who you're gonna get.
Somebody else. I'll put Star in there. Just like that.
And he's gonna win. He's gonna get squashed.
Yeah.
Gonna get
You're a
squashed.
loser. And you're a loser until you win.
Yo, what happened? Didn't you have to jump Eddie Kingston? How did you lose to a 75? I'm out here beating 100 overalls.
Yeah, and then you lost next week. Try again.
I had the belt for like
How quick did that
I
last?
had to
Huh?
defend it like
How quick
5
did that last? How quick did it last?
I had to defend it like 5 times within
You
winning
defended
it.
On your first title defense, you beat Jeff Hardy in like 20 seconds. Then you had a match 2 weeks later in the game, and you lost. If you want to see, you can go on twitch.tv/LockNotFamous and watch it back.
And you can also go on
Yeah.
twitch.tv/not favorite. Blah. Go to Lock's Twitch.
So you know what we're talking about. You know what
See,
we're
you
talking
can't
about.
even figure it
Cut
out.
his mic.
And you will be able to see where Lock.
Cut his mic.
He cut my mic.
Cut his mic.
He cut my mic.
It's my show.
Listen, we'll talk about your beef afterwards. We're still on the air.
We ain't talking about nothing.
You guys are arguing in front of 9 people right now.
Exactly. I can't say exactly what Lock said. I can't say exactly what Lock said after the stream. All right, wait till we go off here. I can tell you his exact words.
Nobody cares.
When he was fighting Eddie Kingston, bro. And I lost. I had to defend it like 5 times, bro. Go through the replay. I promise you. So me and Phil won at the same time. He had 2 title defenses. Why did I have 6 by the time Phil lost his belt? Explain. Explain.
Here's
This
the
is why
thing,
you
bro.
don't get mid-card.
Reaper,
I
no one
lost my
cares.
title. But I'll take that shit like a man, and I'll try to get that shit back. I don't know if I can say the same thing for you.
I'm not
Supernova's
taking
there.
Right back to
Supernova's there.
Red Sky this week.
Every time the show starts, they just immediately come in crying. I want this. I want that. Shut
And
up.
when I asked for
I am
my
not
title
Tony Khan.
shot, when
I am
I
not Tony
asked for my title shot, I won, and you
Offset, I am
tried to
not your
get the
friend.
belt off of me.
I am not your friend. I am your boss, and you respect me. I'll release you very quickly. I do
He
not
is
care.
not Tony Khan up in this bitch. He is Vince McMahon, and he will.
Yeah.
Okay. No, when we saw Eddie Kingston in Chaos, I want you to get that
Here's the
same
thing, y'all.
energy.
Here's the thing. He is Vince McMahon because you hear his voice. You hear his
I
voice.
told,
He does the
I've
Vince
been
voice.
I've been telling chat that he is Vince McMahon. Oh, I'm not Vince
But
McMahon.
nobody cares what you say. Because I'm the one. And you're the 2. So shut up.
Bro.
You talking and
Prodigy
no
the
one cares.
only
I
one
promise
who's
you,
on
no
my
one in the chat
side.
cares.
Man, bro, Prodigy is the only one who's on my
Bro,
side.
I don't care about that either.
Bro, that's why Prodigy
Don't
beat
care
you.
about it.
Prodigy beat you. You lost. Like, you tried to screw both of us.
Cap, try again.
He did beat you. What did it
Try
say? It said
again.
Prodigy won. It said
Bro,
Prodigy.
go. Why are you lying about things that are right there to find?
It said he won.
Wild took the cheat.
Hey,
way off. He
yo,
didn't win
Josh,
shit.
that's a very crazy sentence right there. Hold on a
That's
second.
what I am. Minus all the crazy stuff that he was doing behind the scenes.
Well, I don't know about that, man. We'll talk about that after.
No, don't
but
talk about. No, we're not.
all right, guys, we're getting out of here. They were arguing for like a good 15 minutes. We got this stream to 2 hours. So there you go. Thank you guys for arguing. Strategy. But thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon. The whole thing about the contracts, we'll talk about that off air because I don't know if that's a real thing or not.
Contracts.
But we'll see. Thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Turn on the bell. Go get the merch. Oh, that's right. You guys can be a part of the merch thing now. Go get the merch. Bonfire.com. The exclusive home of Outside the Brand, and it's merchandise. Well, if you do your thing.
Merchandise.
There you go. But there you go, guys. We love you. Stay safe. God bless, and we will talk to you later. Have a good night, guys. Peace.
Homie.